I left my own birthday dinner because my girlfriend turned it into a proposal for herself. I knew something was wrong when the waiter winked at my girlfriend and not at me on my own birthday. At the time, I thought maybe they knew each other. Turns out he was part of a plan, just not my plan. My birthday has never been a huge thing. Give me a decent dinner, maybe a beer, maybe let me pick a movie afterward, and I'm good. That year I turned 30. Megan insisted we do something bigger. She made the reservation. She invited people. She kept telling me, trust me, it's gonna be special. I should have paid more attention to that. A week before my birthday, my sister Jenna asked if I was proposing. I laughed so hard I almost dropped a bag of groceries in the Target parking lot. What are you talking about? Jenna looked confused. Megan said there might be an announcement. That was weird. But when I asked Megan about it later, she said Jenna misunderstood. I let it go. Looking back, I let a lot of things go. Megan had a habit of turning every event into something about herself. At my cousin's wedding, she spent half the reception talking about her future wedding ideas. At my mom's retirement party, she gave a speech nobody asked for. My mom joked afterward, that girl could make a house fire about herself. Everybody laughed. Megan laughed too. Anyway, birthday dinner. My parents were there. Jenna and her husband, a couple friends, Megan's parents. Everything seemed normal. We ordered food. People told embarrassing stories about me. My dad brought up a middle school baseball disaster I've spent years trying to forget. Then dessert came out. Not one dessert. Two. One had a candle. The other didn't. I remember staring at them because it felt strange. Then the waiter rolled over a little cart with flowers. Everybody started looking around. Not at me. At Megan. My stomach dropped. She stood up and said, I think this is the perfect time. I still had no idea what was happening. Then she reached into her purse, pulled out a ring box, and got down on one knee. For herself. Not kidding. She opened the box and held up a ring. People were gasping. Some looked confused. My mom looked like her brain had stopped working. Megan smiled at me. Well, I said, what is this? A few people laughed because they thought I was joking. I wasn't. She said, I've waited long enough. I just stared at her. Then she said, you always said marriage was in our future. That part was true. We talked about it, but we'd also talked about not rushing. And we definitely never talked about turning my birthday dinner into a public proposal ambush. The room got painfully quiet. I asked, did you plan this whole thing? Her mother immediately jumped in. Oh, don't ruin the moment. That answer told me everything. They knew. At least some of them knew. Megan was still kneeling there, waiting, like I was supposed to be grateful. I looked around the table. Nobody was looking at me. They were looking at the performance. That's when I got angry. Not loud angry. Just done. I stood up, took my wallet out, dropped enough cash on the table to cover my meal, and grabbed my jacket. Megan finally stood. Where are you going? Home. That's all I said. Then I left. My phone exploded before I even reached the parking lot. Texts, calls, voicemails. Jenna was the first person I answered. Her exact words were, what the hell was that? I sat in my car and told her everything. She was quiet for a second. Then she said, you're not crazy. The next few days were ugly. Megan kept insisting I embarrassed her, which was incredible considering she'd hijacked my birthday. Then I learned something else. Several people had received messages beforehand, not invitations. Instructions. Megan had told them there would be a proposal moment and asked them to record it. My friend Chris sent me screenshots. That's when something clicked. This wasn't spontaneous. This was planned down to camera angles. So I stopped arguing. I simply sent the screenshots to anyone who kept telling me I overreacted. The complaints dried up fast. A month later, we broke up. Not during some dramatic fight. We sat at my kitchen table eating takeout and admitted we wanted completely different things. When she left, she took the ring with her. Last I heard, she still tells people I walked out on a proposal. She's right. A few nights ago, Jenna sent me a photo she'd found on her phone. It's from that dinner. Everybody's visible except me. I'm halfway out of my chair, reaching for my jacket. Megan is smiling at the crowd. Nobody's looking at the birthday guy.